Breaking news.
Video captures a man waving a gun and firing at drivers in buildings along Memorial Drive in Cambridge. I-Team sources tell WBZ a state police trooper ultimately stopped that suspect by shooting him.
And tonight, the evidence is everywhere. Bullet holes in cars and apartment buildings. Witnesses left traumatized. It happened in an area that is very busy, particularly on a weekday afternoon. We've mapped it out here for you. It's right across the Charles River from the DoubleTree Hotel, which a lot of people will remember. We have live team coverage for you tonight. Let's begin with WBZ's Christina Rex, who is live at the scene. A very busy scene still. Christina?
Yeah, David and Lisa, a very active scene right now. Like you said, this all happened shortly after 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Memorial Drive, which is already busy to begin with. Just want to show you what the scene looks like right now. I'm going to step out of the way. So River Street, which is the intersecting street here with the bridge coming over from Stroh Drive, still closed, covered in troopers' cruisers. And of course, Memorial Drive is still closed. You can see state police have set up the incident command center here. That usually means they're going to be here for quite a while, a lengthy investigation. And the interesting thing about where this happened is that there's a number of apartment buildings immediately next to where the shooter was walking up and down the street. So we spoke to several witnesses who said they heard gunshots and immediately stepped out on their balconies to film what was happening.
Your family members, man.
Video taken from apartments nearby shows a man with a long gun walking up and down Memorial Drive Monday afternoon.
It wasn't a regular gunfire. It was like pow, 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 pow.
He appears to shoot at random cars passing by and at nothing at all.
And then he turns around and then he just starts shooting.
Witness Joseph Menino Rodriguez says he heard the shots and called 911, then watched the rest unfold out his apartment window as the man adjusts his gun and approaches another car.
He's hitting the window a couple of times. He's like mad. He's frustrated. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on with him. He's hitting the window. He's talking to the car inside. He didn't shoot it.
Witnesses say the man was screaming, but they couldn't make out what he was saying or why he was stopping traffic and shooting indiscriminately in the middle of Memorial Drive. So you're saying he was walking up and down the street, re-racking and shooting at passing cars?
He was, exactly. He was walking out. He probably was trying to go this way, but I'm thinking he probably tried to stop traffic to a certain point because it was a good amount. It was a good amount of people. So he tried to stop the traffic at a certain amount, and he thought it was a perfect time to just start letting it go. It was at least 30 shots. I'm talking about 30, maybe in between those 30 shots, he's letting out 5, 6 every time.
Then state troopers took him down. Witnesses' phones capturing him on the ground, his gun just feet away. I-Team sources say the suspect was shot, but no police were hurt. It's unclear if anyone driving cars or any witnesses got hit by gunfire. Police were investigating apparent bullet holes in nearby apartment balcony doors. Now neighbors just want to know, why was this man behaving this way?
I thought this was like a video game. I thought it was like, you know how in GTA you're bored of playing it so much, you just start shooting anything.
And we're back out here live in Cambridge. Those witnesses did report to me that the man was shouting something. They said he seemed angry and he was shouting, but they couldn't make out exactly what he was saying. You can see out here on Memorial Drive, this is still a very active crime scene. State police have evidence markers lining Memorial Drive, and it's a pretty wide-stretching scene as well. I know my colleague Louisa Moeller is on the other side. We also know Middlesex County District Attorney Marion Ryan is here. We saw her arrive, so we're hoping to hear an update on this investigation from her at some point soon. Live in Cambridge, Christina Rex, WBZ News.
Yeah, so many questions still. Christina, thank you. And you heard those witnesses. The bullets were flying on Memorial Drive. Our cameras captured this, a bullet hole in a window of a nearby apartment building. People at this scene were terrified. Neighbors call it surreal, a scene out of a video game, but far more frightening. WBZ's Louisa Moeller picks up our team coverage with the people who found themselves, Louisa, right in the middle of this.
Yeah, and Lisa, to see sort of an eerie depiction of that terror, you can just take a look at the cars that remain stuck in this scene behind me, behind the caution tape, and they are in the position that they were in when they probably saw this gunman and then had to react quickly to either duck inside their actual vehicles or run for their lives. That's why you see hoods up and doors open. I spoke with several witnesses, some describing how gunshots actually hit their vehicles. One man said his radiator was hit. Another said their headlight was hit. This is a very scary situation, and they described exactly how they heard it, and how it felt.
Saw a couple cars immediately swerve over to the other side of the road, cut across the grass, and come flying up this way. Figured it was a pissed off driver, kept hearing pops, got out, walked up to the car in front of me to my coworker to see what was going on. Dude, saw the dude in the street, lifted it up at me. I dipped back into my car and jumped down in my, behind my dashboard. My buddy got out, he ran for it.
At first, we heard sounds, which no one could sort of make sense of it, and then the shots were so frequent and in such rapid succession that it was just like, this sounds like gunfire. And then it emerged, and he had a large rifle, an automatic weapon, and he's shooting all over the place, goes into the road, all the cars were stopped both ways, and he's just shooting, and people started to get out of their vehicles and run, including me. So I just got out of the vehicle, turned the vehicle off, and just started running, and shots are ringing out.
And then I ran through the bushes and fell in here and ran all the way down the street. And then they took me in this building over here because I was all shook and everything. I was running for my life.
What kind of gun did he have?
All I know was long. He had on a grayish vest, maybe cargo pants. And he was like this, back and forth like that. And he was getting closer and closer to the van.
I'm just upset.
How many shots do you think you heard?
At least 15 or more.
All right, you heard that, 15 or more shots. We've counted evidence markers, over 40 evidence markers here on the scene. And what my colleague Al is now showing you is what we believe is the epicenter of this investigation. This side of Memorial Drive, right abutting the Charles River, this is where we believe witnesses describe a single state police trooper engaging that suspect and then shooting the gunman. In fact, we believe that the long gun he was using remains over there as detectives continue to process this very complex scene. In fact, they might even be picking up evidence as we speak. So we expect Memorial Drive to be closed for some time, and detectives will continue to process this, and we are just waiting for official information from the district attorney. Live in Cambridge, Louisa Moeller, WBZ News.
There's still so much going on there. Louisa, thank you. New here at 6, the I-Team has details on the suspect in the shooting rampage. Who is this guy? WBZ Chief Investigator Cheryl Fiadaca here with what she's uncovered so far. Cheryl?
Well, Lisa and David, we're learning his name, and his name is Tyler Brown. He's a 46-year-old man from Boston who I-Team sources say was shot by a state trooper. And he's no stranger to law enforcement. In fact, in 2020, he was charged with attempting to kill Boston police officers. This is a photo of Tyler Brown from an officer safety bulletin that went out this morning in Boston. At about 12:30, Boston police officers attempted to do a well-being check at his home in Dorchester after his parole officer reported that he made suicidal statements. He was also allegedly seen on FaceTime with an assault rifle and said he would use it. The bulletin also mentioned his phone was pinging in Cambridge. Shortly after the bulletin went out, these videos of Brown were taken on Memorial Drive. He's seen walking down in the middle of the street, terrorizing drivers, waving and shooting a long gun. Witnesses say he shot at cars and in the air, before I-Team sources say a state trooper shot him and he was taken into custody. And we're working to learn more about Brown's condition. As for the attempted murder charge, in 2021, he was sentenced to 5 to 6 years in state prison, followed by probation, and was ordered to undergo mental health evaluations and treatment. David, Lisa?
Really valuable information. Cheryl, thank you. Police have also been searching a postal truck near the crime scene. WBZ's Brandon Truitt continues our team coverage. He joins us there live. Brandon?
Well, Lisa, I'm on Blackstone Street, so just about a block over from Memorial Drive, where the main scene is here. I'm in front of the Whole Foods, if you're familiar with the area. This is the postal truck that investigators have been working around, and I actually just spoke with the co-worker, he says, of the woman who was driving this truck. She is okay, shaken, and you could see why. Look at the windshield here in the top corner. You can see the police markings and that bullet hole right there in the eye line sight of what would be the driver there on the left side of this postal worker's car. Let me show you video from about an hour ago when investigators were here coming in and out of this USPS truck here. It's unclear exactly what, if anything, they were able to get out of here, but I can tell you that if you look through the windshield of the car, there's a marking just about an inch or two above the headrest of this car. Now, the person I just spoke with, who is the coworker or a coworker of the woman who was driving this car, says that she was parked at the red light at the intersection there at Memorial Drive near River Street when the bullet flew in. Obviously incredibly startling as we bring you back out live to give you another look at this. Good news, she is okay, obviously shaken up, but it shows you just how close all of this was with those bullets flying, and we've been hearing from these witnesses all day on this about how rapid that gunfire was. This driver able to pull off about a block away. We did see her speaking with police some time ago. I'm told that she is okay. This truck remains here. Worth noting, there is no police around this area. Most of their energy remains over on Memorial Drive. But that's the latest here from Blackstone Street in Cambridge. Brandon Truitt, WBZ News.
All right, Brandon, thank you. Obviously, seconds really mattered when that state trooper approached this armed man on busy Memorial Drive. These are the kinds of dangerous situations our first responders train for, things that happen randomly that you really can't expect. John Carmichael, the former police chief in Newton and Walpole, joins us live now to talk about this. Chief, thank you so much for speaking with us. What are the critical first steps for officers when they get to a situation like this?
So thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, the law enforcement officers here in Massachusetts are very well trained. We spend a lot of time training officers for responding to active shooter types of situations and making sure that they have the right training and equipment to deal with these types of situations one-on-one. So again, this trooper, just a phenomenal job being the sole person there and ending the situation, saving lives is just incredible. What they are looking for when they, this call came in originally as an active shooter. So that's what's going through their mind as they're approaching the scene. And then as they get out, they're trying to identify where that kill zone is, where the threat is coming from. And their intent, the officer's intent when they get there is to stop that threat. And as quickly as possible, and that's exactly what it appears that this trooper did. Engage in this suspect who has, a semi-automatic rifle and is indiscriminately firing rounds at the public, and so the officers are there. They are there to stop that threat as quickly as possible using the training and the equipment that they have, and that's exactly what happened here.
And Chief, looking at the video right now on the screen, just chilling to watch. Memorial Drive, a very busy road, basically the counterpart, if you will, of Storrow Drive on the other side of the river. A busy road like that, how does that affect the initial response, and how does it complicate the investigation, if it does at all?
It complicates it significantly because you have a very dense area there. You have motor vehicles. You have people that are exiting their vehicles trying to seek cover, which again is also quite amazing that people reacted that way and felt that they had to get out of their vehicles and seek cover. So with a dense population or population area like that, there's a lot of things that have to go into that officer's mind because they're not only worried about other officers are responding and having crossfire situations like that, but also where their rounds are going as they exchanged gunfire, and trying to protect all of the innocent bystanders that are there. And still being able to try and engage that suspect. It really all comes down to the training and the equipment that these officers have out there today.
Being a police officer, a state trooper, very, very difficult job. You never know what's going to happen. Chief Carmichael, we really appreciate you helping us out here tonight. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.